So I'm here with Daniel in Yad HaShmona, the place where Home of Bible Translators are based. So Daniel, can you tell us where you're from and what you do?
Yeah, my full name's Daniel Gya. I'm from Jos, the Plateau State capital in central Nigeria.
Okay, and what do you do when you're in Nigeria?
I am a full-time Bible translator.
Okay, how long have you been doing that?
I've been translating since 2005. I was employed by the Nigeria Bible Translation Trust on October 1st. So
Okay.
I have been in the work of Bible translation since then.
Okay, and how far are you through the Bible translation into your language?
We started translating the New Testament from January 2006. We finished all the work in 2011 at the consultant check level. In 2010. In 2011, we trained a team of pastors to review the whole New Testament. They did all the review in 2011, 2012. It was published and it was distributed. It has been distributed in 2013.
Fantastic. And what about the Old Testament?
Old Testament translation has started.
Okay.
We have 4 other translators who have just started translating the Old Testament.
Okay, and you're going to be involved in that when you return?
Definitely, I'm going to be involved in that.
Okay, and
Yeah.
so is that one of the reasons why you're here in Israel at Home for Bible Translators?
Yes, my being here in Israel in Home for Bible Translators is primarily for the translation of the Bible, the Old Testament into my language, and it is also part of my training for becoming a consultant.
Okay, tell us a little bit what it means to be a consultant.
For any Bible translation project to be accomplished, there has to be a consultant to check. And it happens that in Nigeria, we don't have many consultants, and yet we have so many languages that need Bible translation. Nigeria has over 500 languages and over 300 languages that need Bible translation. And presently we have just about 60 languages presently doing translation, though there are other translation projects in other organizations beside the Nigeria Bible Translation Trust.
Okay.
So there is high need for Bible translation in Nigeria, and that is why I am here, and my colleague who is also here, and many other trainees who are who are training to become consultants for Bible translation.
Okay.
But presently we rely on foreign consultants.
Okay, so you've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we've got a lot of work to do, and
Okay.
a lot of Old Testament translation need, because most languages who have some translation done only have the New Testament. So there is high need for Old Testament and Hebrew studies.
Okay, so tell me some of the highlights of your time here in Israel at Home for Bible Translators.
Yeah, it has really been wonderful. It has been a great experience. You know, there is no better place to learn the language than the language itself, than being in the land where it is spoken. And I see that as a great opportunity. First of all, learning the modern Hebrew, which is going to help to keep the biblical Hebrew, the memory of the biblical Hebrew, and also learning about the Bible lands and the resources at the Home for Bible Translators, and the BibleMesh program, which I have found here that is very, very good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You've used it quite a lot. How have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I have studied from the introductory part of it. Then I studied the first step. You know, presently there is only the introduction, the step 1 and step 2. Yeah. I studied through to step 1, which ends in Jonah 4:11. So that is where I have reached presently.
And you're enjoying it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I have never had the opportunity to read through Jonah in Hebrew, and it was difficult for me to read any book through like that, or reading a whole chapter through in Hebrew, because by the time I start reading the first verse, there is vocabulary problems, all sorts of problems. You know, I get stuck there, going to BDB, other resources. I'm not really getting the full help that I needed. So the BibleMesh program has really helped me to read through the book of Jonah.
Fantastic. And,
Yeah.
do you think the program itself could help in the work that needs to be done in Nigeria?
Yeah, at least for the book of Jonah that I have read now, you know, it is incorporated with a lot of vocabulary and grammar training. that has really helped me to be able to recognize the same material elsewhere in the Hebrew Bible, and it gives me an idea of how to handle them when I see them elsewhere. Though, for example, now if you see a word that occurs in Jonah but occurs in a different book, in a different form, probably in a different tense, the idea of the grammar will help me to understand what it is.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And do you think there's going to be helpful back in Nigeria for other people like yourself who haven't had the opportunity of coming here? Do you think the BibleMesh has a role to play in training up translators and helping them with their Hebrew?
Yeah, really, I see it as a viable tool for translators, especially those who will not be able to come to Israel for study. And even myself, that I have come to Israel to learn Hebrew, I have found it very, very useful. It has really helped me. So I will really encourage translators to use BibleMesh, especially as it focuses on a book, dealing with the vocabulary of the book, the grammar of the book, and difficulties in the book, and even the theological issues in the book, and interpretations in different times. I think it's very, very good. And if one will settle on it and focus on it within a short time and finish it, it's going to be a very good program. If not because of so many other academic programs here, it wouldn't have taken me such a long time just to read through Jonah.
Yeah.
So it's because of so many other things. Otherwise, it's a very short program that will help one to learn the whole thing within a short time and apply it even in other books.
Fantastic. Well, Daniel,
Yeah.
thank you for talking to us, and we wish you Lord's blessing on your important work in Nigeria.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you too for blessing me with BibleMesh.
Bless you.